Hey Matt. All right, so basically what needs to happen is this row here, 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 and then the cabinet list needs to kind of go away. And then we just want to actually shorten this whole container up by about that much. Um, so I'll kind of try to walk you through it real quick. So basically, I think the best thing to do to start is to just take each one of these line definitions for now and don't show them in the designer. Unless you want to use them for a reference, then you could show them temporarily, right? But what you're also going to want to do is just temporarily, while you're working through it, select each of these lines, oops, and have them never show. That way you can kind of jump to your actual report. I don't think it hides them in the preview, unfortunately, but you can jump to your actual report and see that it's not there. So it's just kind of like a good temporary thing while you're working through it. So back to this. Depending on whether or not you use any of these like ticks and stuff over here, it can be kind of helpful, but really and truly, I would just like I showed before, I would actually just reduce this just kind of like manually. And then what you want to do is come up here to insert, and you want to insert some text. And it doesn't matter how big you draw that initial rectangle, you can change it however you'd like. So BRC cabinet list, I think, is actually just a static string. So you can just write it that way, right? And then if you sort of use the guides, you'll notice the dotted line is kind of appearing. I'm trying to point at the screen on my end. Obviously, you can't see. But right below my mouse, you'll see it kind of almost like snaps. So if you use that, it's pretty easy to get everything kind of lined up the way you would like. And then you just need to set your font to be the same as this one. And I wish there was a faster way to kind of like transfer the formatting, but at the very least, we can kind of like look at this, take a quick screen snip, and then set it up, right? Actually, much prefer this window a bit larger. So I think it might have been bold. I don't know. I didn't pay very good attention. Sorry. Um, right. So then just kind of size this so that it's a little smaller, and then you can copy it, Control C, and paste it. And then again, just try to get it all lined up. If you saw, once you move it into the right location and you're adjacent to an object, the other object sort of like highlights. So the text above is highlighting blue around the edges, and then as I slide over and it wants to sort of snap into place, you see the report container below highlight as well. So at that point, we can just copy this note and interesting that it's not letting us do that. I think what we might need to do here is actually create a variable, and I'll show you how real quick. Yes, I know. All right, so project user variables, you just want to add one of them. We'll call it job info. It could be whatever you want. And then just come in here and paste that information. And because we're running it through a variable, it's going to pull the first record it finds from the job info table, but there's only ever one record in the job info table because there's only one job. So now that we've driven it into these user variables, I can come back up here and actually just change this to @job_info, and it'll print out the right information. So then again, obviously here we want to probably take this back to like the default size so that it's matching what you've got, and then just shorten that up a little bit. Same thing, move that into place. For this one, you've got like production. So same as before, you'll just add another user variable, and we'll call this like job production. And then last but not least, we've got the pages, right? So we'll just drop this in one more time. And from here, you can actually resize this so that it's nice and snug. And this is actually just going to be the same. You just need to copy this sort of the function of the page number. And this one should not need to be a variable. So if you do this, and then if you wanted it over on the right, just like it was before, so now it looks like we're duplicating it, right? But that's why we hid these other fields. We set their appearance condition to not exist or to be false. Save our changes, come back out here, take a look at the report. And we've got what we expect up here. I don't have enough in here to drive it to 2 pages, but basically what you should have happen is every single page that prints, this little area up top is going to just get printed out because it's not actually part of a table. So once you verify that you've got this looking the way you want, at that point, I would just jump back in here and I would delete these header lines. So now they're gone and you actually have a much better representation. So hopefully this kind of gets you moving in the right direction. It is a fair amount of work, but I know that you already started working on the report beyond the point that I had it at. So I can't very well just like give this to you, I guess. So I hope this works. If you have any questions, let me know.